Good morning, children.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Without wasting
Good morning, ma'am.
let's begin the session.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. And do you have all rough notes ready in your hands? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Let's begin the class.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So as we just before beginning, I just want to recap what we learned yesterday so that you can remember. So first we dealt regarding the meaning of I want people to mute their audios. I can hear some background voices all. When you're answering me, you can unmute. Okay. So first we dealt with the meaning of the word development, which means something that grows and becomes mature and advanced. And the next one, the most important one was we learned about the three principles of developmental goal, which means the three principles include that people have different developmental goals. Second one person goal may become undestructive to the others. And the third one was people look at the mixture of goals. They don't focus only on one particular goal, but they have a number of goals in their mind. So these are the three principles. And these examples I gave you for the different people having different individual goals. Next, we learned about important terminologies which we have to know before knowing the comparing of the countries. And we have first as a national income, the sum that is the sum of total of the income of all citizens. And when you divide that sum total with the number of population, you get per capita income. Another word for per capita income is average income. That also is very important. You should remember two names: per capita income or average income. Then we learned about the third concept, gross domestic product, total of all goods and services produced within the country. And if you don't include import and export, it is called as gross domestic product. If you include import and export values also, then it is termed as gross national product. Then we went to how to compare different countries, and we learned that the World Bank, that is the important bank of the world, international bank, what you call it as. Now that World Bank has given only one criteria to compare the countries, and the criteria what is given is income, and under income it is the per capita income. So if they ask you in the exam, what does the World Bank give us the criteria, or what criteria does the World Bank give us to compare the countries? World Bank is giving only per capita income. And as per the World Bank, I told you this is the numbers. If it is more than $12,736, it is called as developed countries. If the per capita income is more than 1,570, it is called as developing countries. And if the income of average income is more than $1,045, it is called as a underdeveloped countries. So this is the criteria what the World Bank has given. I told you. Okay. Now, till here, is it clear to everyone, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And in my conclusion, I told you that there are some limitations in comparing the countries with only per capita income. So what is that limitation is? I just want you to just view this table what I've given here. Now in this table you see there is some example of country X and Y. Now two different countries will take it as, okay, for example, we'll take X as our India and Y as our Sri Lanka. We'll just take an example. Now here if you see next boxes, we have income of different individuals. It is one, Roman number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now all this is individual income. As I told you, when you total it up, all the individual income divided by population, you'll get per capita income. Now, if you see the first column here, first person is getting 8,500, 9,500, 8,800. Now, all this, is it a high, good income, children, compared to the lower country?
Yes, ma'am.
But if you take
Yes, ma'am.
another example of why, as I told you, Sri Lanka here, it is most of the people are getting less income, but one person is getting more. Though there is so much of difference, can you see when you calculate per capita income, both are getting the same?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
The
yes, ma'am.
reason is,
Yes, ma'am.
as you know, calculation you average, because that maybe the number of people are the same, or you can ratio, if you see here, though it is less, here it is more. So when you calculate, though not all people in a country is not getting good income, even if one person gets it, your per capita income changes. So how can you consider that this X country is, say when you look at only per capita income, you can see both countries, sorry, the countries are having a good income only, but in reality you go into each individual, can you see there are also poor people and more of less of rich people in X country? Why? Can you see the difference, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That is why you
Yes, ma'am.
cannot take only per capita income. So that is what is a limitation I meant, because per capita income calculation doesn't give you, if they ask you why per capita income is not proper, because it doesn't give you the exact number of good earning people in your country. So this is the one problem we have with the per capita. Clear with the limitations?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that's why we have always, I've told you, whenever we have a problem, we go for the next solution. That's why we have other way to calculate it. And now we have one more person coming up in front and telling us what is other way to calculate the development of your country, is taking into something called as human development indicators. Now, can you see this HDR? Anybody knows the full form of this HDR?
Ma'am, Human Development Resource.
Report.
I think so, ma'am.
Okay, yeah.
Report.
It is called as Human Development Report. Okay, now this is a report that is every once in a year. It is published by, the next word you have is UNDP. Okay, UNDP meaning is United Nations Development Program. So this is the full form of UNDP, United Nations Development Program. Now, this is also one of the agency again of UNO, as the word only says UNO. So this is one of the program under United Nations, okay, who tries to compare the countries, taking not only, okay, the per capita income, but they say you also take into consideration other factors like education level of that country, the health of that country, how many people are very healthy, or how many are literate in that country, or how many are healthy. So these are the criteria what your what is that UNDP tells. Is it clear, children?
Ma'am, can you
Yes, ma'am.
repeat the full form of UNDP?
United Nation Development Program.
United Nation Development?
Program.
Okay.
Okay. Is
And
it clear?
PCI?
Yeah. Per
PCI?
capita income.
Oh, yeah. Fine.
Okay, is it clear, children? So World Bank said take only per capita income to calculate the, to compare the countries. But UNDP report is telling that don't take only per capita income of any country. Along with per capita income, you check their education level in that country, health status of that country, employment status of country, and so and so. They tell you different criteria to check. After calculating all that, then you say whether the country is rich, poor, or medium. Is it clear with the first two statements?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so these are the, so if you want to compare the countries, you have to check all this criteria. Now, what are the things? So what is that human development index? What are the criterias your UNDP is telling the countries to check? Is the first thing, can you see here, infant mortality rate? Okay, this is, so you can write first criteria is along with per capita income. You should not exclude per capita income, but along with per capita income, the next thing what you'll see in that country is how much is the infant mortality rate. Okay, I already have learned this in your 9th standard, that is the number of children, okay, the number of children that die before the age of 1 year with proportionate of 100,000 lives. So that gives an infant mortality rate. So check that rate, how much is it that country, then check the literacy rate of that country. Literacy rate is nothing but how many of the literate population are there in the 7 and above age group. Okay, I think in our lower class we studied that a person who knows to read and write is called as a literate in our 9th standard. Now, how to calculate that average of that literacy in your country is you have to take the population of the literate people in the 7 and above years. So, number of people literate in your country with the division of number of people in your country who are above the age of 7. So that gives you the literacy rate. Clear with the second one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
They're not
Yes,
asking to calculate all, just you should know the meaning of each terms and what are the criterias which helps us to compare the country. So first is infant mortality rate. If I'm going fast, let me know, I'll go slowly. Second one is literacy rate. Okay, the third one is net attendance ratio. So this is also one of the criteria to check the comparison, compare the country. Net attendance ratio is the total number of children of age group from 6 to 10 attending school as a percentage of total number of children in the same age group. That is, they take into consideration all the age group from 6 to 10, the total number of people in 6 to 10. Okay, with that they will check how many are attending the schools.
Excuse
That
me,
gives
ma'am.
us, because as you know, people, yeah.
Ma'am, in the textbook they have given 14 and 15 years, ma'am.
Okay, so that is also okay. Then I'll cross check with that. Which one net attendance ratio you're talking about?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ah, yes, Steve. Okay, so we'll just modify that as of 14 and 15 years attending school, each group. Okay. Okay, just make that correction. Just copy it from the net. Okay, children. So it is from 14 to 15 years. That is before they end up which class? 14 to 15 years means which class they'll be studying?
10th, ma'am.
That is
10th.
9th or 10th standard. That is
10th.
before they complete their secondary education. Okay, because as you know, in our country we have many dropouts. Okay, so to check that, so to check how many are completely completing their schooling, so taking that into consideration, you have net attendance ratio as a thing. So that is the third criteria. Then next is even the
Ma'am,
second.
excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
So instead of age group 6 to 10, we have to write 6 to 15, ma'am, or what?
14 and it's given as 14 and 50. Otherwise, you can write it as 6 to 14 to 6 to 15 also you can write.
Okay.
That also can be. Okay, otherwise still age group of 14 to 15 because few complete even before 14 years also 10 stand. At least 9th is the basic what they say. Okay, the next criteria is the gender ratio or the sex ratio we have it. That is nothing but how many number of males and females, that is also counted because you should have an equal number. So that also is one of the criteria to check the development of the country. So this is the fourth one. Okay, and the next one you have is the life expectancy is also one of the criteria. As you know, that is nothing but the number of people, that is adults who are living. Okay, adults lives is the life expectancy. That is the how long is the person living in their lifetime is called as a life expectancy. Now, as per the 2011 census, okay, that is they say that life expectancy in India is somewhere around 67 years for males and 72 years for females. That is, they can live till that age. But as a year goes on or with any other differences, you may always have the expectancy. For example, now if you take the life expectancy is reducing. So, but now, even now, if you see, maybe when your UNDP calculates your present 2020 per capita income, there'll be a lot of fluctuation because all this factor, the graph might have come down at this year. So this is also a criteria. So life expectancy is also the most important one. So totally, these are the 5 criterias what UNDP takes in in order to compare the countries and categorize them into rich, poor, and middle. Is it clear, children? Now, all this only all these factors only I've put it as educational level and health status. So, as per UNDP, what are the criteria to compare your countries? What are the 3 criteria to compare your countries? Children? Hello, you're able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am. PCI.
So what are the 3 criteria? I didn't hear anybody's voice. Okay, again you can
Ma'am,
just tell me.
educational level, health status, and PCI.
Yeah. So the 3 things is your education level, health status of your country, and per capita income helps you to calculate the country's richness or the wealth. So these are the 3 criteria, and all this what I explained now comes under education and health only. Is it clear, children?
कुछ खाने के लिए है क्या?
Okay. Now, one more. Now, this is also one of the subtopic. You have it in your textbook. This comes under the health status of the country. Okay. And one of the here you have a calculation. So you have something called as body mass index. So this comes under the category of health status of the country. So, children, what is this body mass index is to see that whether that particular individual is healthy or not. So that is what. So to check whether your population in your country is healthy or check, the UNDP does some mathematical calculation, and that is called as body mass index. Now, how to calculate that body mass index is a simple calculation we have. That is, you have to divide your weight with heights in square, that should be in meters. So meters, height in meters in squares. You just take down this simple calculation. Weight divided by height in meters into squares. So this will tell you whether the person is healthy or he is normal, or what is healthy, or he's have some discrepancy, or he's not, he's abnormal, or is some problem with his health. Now, whenever you calculate the number, if you get any number less than 18.5, okay, after you calculate, you get the number as 18.5, which means you are undernourished. You can try this also today. After this class, I want you to calculate this. Put your weight in kgs, divide that with your height, and check what number you get. If you get any number less than 18.5, which means you are undernourished. If you get within 25 number as an answer, you're normal. If you get more than 25, which means you're overweight or you're unhealthy. So this is how even your UNDP calculates even the health, the physical structure or physical appearance of the person also. So this is also important one. Body mass.
Excuse me, ma'am. I have a doubt, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, it even depends on our age, no, ma'am?
No, not as an age, dear. They usually takes, even now you go and weigh your weight in any weighing machine, you have it, no, whenever you go to any shop. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You see there, they always compare with your height and weight.
Yes,
Okay, children?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't take any age as consideration, but it takes.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, just complete this. It takes only the height and weight of a person. Yeah, tell me. Next question.
Okay,
Ma'am, will you share this PPT in the group?
Yeah, I'll be sharing it, dear.
Ma'am,
Thank you, ma'am.
can you repeat the formula of BMI, ma'am?
That is what I do know. Weight divided by height in meters. Okay, weight divided by height in meters, and your height should be multiplied into 2. 2 times your height should come. Got it, children? Height is
yes, ma'am.
Into 2. Okay.
Ma'am,
So
that is square or into 2, ma'am?
That is inside the brackets. If you put it, becomes what? Yeah.
Ma'am, is it square or multiplication?
Divide
into
the
2,
weight by the square of the height, dear. Square of the height. If you put a bracket, it becomes what? Square? You should tell me the
No,
math
if you put a bracket, it
concept.
becomes multiplication. If it's on the top, it becomes a
Square.
square. Yeah.
It is on the top, so it is square only.
Okay.
Is it clear? So BMI, that is body mass index, is calculated by weight divided by height. Okay, square of the height. Square of that will be a simple word. Square of the height in meters. Clear, children? Square of the height in meters.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that is what we have taught now. To summarize what we have learned now. So your human development index, that is after calculating, the number is called as index or the ranking. That is what is the red in color. So your UNDP always takes three what is it concept in their mind. It is the health of the person, that is life expectancy of the person, his education, that is, which means year of schooling, expected year of school, that is the year is supposed to join, that is the meaning of the word year of school, that is which year is joining and which year is expected also, so that also they calculate. So health is taken into consideration, education is taken into consideration, and what is a per capita income of a person is taken into consideration. So all these three things gives you the Human Development Index. This helps us to compare the countries as rich, poor, and middle. So is it clear, children, with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so these are the things we have it. And even if you compare the countries, and after calculating all this, what your Human Development Index tells us that it starts ranking the countries. Like how we have first rank, second rank. After calculating all this, they rank the countries. And as per your textbook 2013, it says India stands in 135th rank. That is 135 rank. It stands in that. But if you take the latest one, so India has come to 130th rank. So 130th rank is India stands in Human Development Index. Clear, children? And do you know which is the first country to rank in the first in all this, having a what to say? Good, having a good health facility, education facility, good income earning people. Anybody which is the
USA.
first rank in Human
USA.
US.
USA.
No, USA doesn't come. It is the Norway which stands in the first, children. So Norway is the first ranking country which has a Human Development Index, then followed by Switzerland in the second. I'll just give you the first three rank. Norway, Switzerland, and Australia stands in the third place. So in that ranking, our India stands in 135. At present, it is 130. You can just write your textbook details only as 135th rank. And when you come, I think when you compare with your neighboring countries, okay, just Sri Lanka is ahead of us. Sri Lanka is somewhere about the 73rd rank. But rest all other neighboring countries of India is below your index or below your ranking only. So this is how.
Ma'am, Sri Lanka is above us in
76
which
rank.
category, ma'am?
There is Human Development Index of
Okay.
everything. The Human Development Index is calculating everything. This is the final answer of after calculating all this. Sorry, is it clear, children? After calculating, no, they have different type of calculation. We no need to go into that calculation. After taking all this health, education, per capita income of a country, they will get a number or they'll get the answer as Human Development Index. And in that, where we stand as a matter. Is it our first rank, second rank, and so ranks? Clear with this?
Ma'am,
Yes,
India is
ma'am.
in which rank?
India, I don't know, at present 130.
130.
But as per 2013, as per 2013, okay, we were
Yes,
in
ma'am.
135th rank we were in.
So now we are at which rank, ma'am?
We have ahead
130.
130. We have gone ahead 130.
Okay.
Okay. Is it clear, children, with this? The comparison?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
This is what we have the compare. Now, did you understand how the countries of the world are divided into rich, poor, and middle or low? So this they take all these factors into consideration. So that is all. But there are also few countries may have good health, or that is I'm talking about the developing countries. That is a problem with developing countries. Developing countries, though we say Sri Lanka is ahead, but if you take the education system, we are having a better system than Sri Lankan people. But other thing that health facilities, per capita income is good in Sri Lanka. So that is what, it's not that always this three is high in developing countries, but all the three will be high in the developed countries. Okay. For example, if you take now Germany, if you take is Germany is also affected with this coronavirus epidemic. Do you think in Germany
Yes, ma'am.
is?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see this
Yes, ma'am.
statistics of Germany death and the infected people? Anybody did they cross check? Okay, if you
Ma'am,
see Germany's statistic, there the infected people are somewhere around 50,000 people. But if they death, they see they are still they are only under some 200 and 300. There's a lot of ratio difference. Okay, but other countries, if you take equal, if you take Italy, US, all equal number, they are the 1,000 also. They have reached the number of death compared to the infected people. But
Yes, ma'am.
you see it is a lot of differences there. And when the economists try to find out what is an answer for this, the answer was with the health system. The Germans had a very good health facilities and health system, and they specified this point in the presentation that even the unemployed in that countries have a health card since. So it's every person who are born in the Germany, everybody has, you have that health insurance card for children with our parents.
Yes, ma'am.
But do you think that all Indians have that health insurance card?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
When we saw the German people, every individual, obviously if you're working, you will get from the office working place. Usually working place gives the insurance. But the problem is with the unemployed. And if you see your India has more number of employment in unorganized sector as well as more number of unemployment. And as you know, unorganized sector never gives these facilities. But in Germany, even an unemployed gets the health card, so that the health is improved. So this is what I meant. Even if one is good, you have your index can raise, and you can see yourself in a higher ranking. So this was all about the human development report. We have it, and this is very important. I think even in the recent 2020, when your seniors wrote the exam, children, this question had come. What are the criterias of categorizing the countries as per the UNDP or as per the Human Development Index? So this was 3 marks question they had asked in this paper. So if they ask such question, you need to highlight health, education, and per capita income. Clear, children?
Ma'am, I have a doubt, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, like you told, no, ma'am, even the poor people have the card in Germany and all. Why does our country not have, ma'am?
It's like you have to invest in income should be more, so that you give, if you want to give free of cost, then you should have more of it, no, children. Only if you have more, only you can give it to the people, no money. Abdullah, did you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
So we have, if we, maybe in the future, if we have more of wealth in your country, they can be provided. Even now, government gives us few health facilities, but not for everybody. In our India, we cannot say that Indian government is not giving anything. It is giving. Okay, it is giving, but not for everybody. If you have, especially this, heard about this BPL card holders.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Those people know, even they can show their card, even they have certain health cards with them. With their ration card, they have health card. So more, not the private hospitals. If you go to government hospitals, they get free of treatment. So that facility is also provided by the government. Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
we have the last one, that is about the sustainable development. So with this we can end up our topic. This word topic also you learned in your last chapter. Okay, sustainable development is nothing but where you manage all resources as resources such as human as well as financial resources, so that even you keep something for the next generation. So this is what you learned in your geography chapter, sustainable development. Okay, same thing comes here, but why the geography concept came here is because, as you know, each country is trying to tap their resource to show their richness. Each countries want to show their ranking in the first, so they're exploiting the resources. So even in your developmental plan, the UNDP is telling that you should do in such a way that the something is left for the future. So that is what is the meaning of the sustainable development here. That is, whatever development you do in your country, make sure that something you keep it for the future generation. So this is what is the last topic we have is under this chapter, development. So whatever resource you tap, keep it for the future. Otherwise, you'll have imbalance in your economy. Ecological system. So as you know, the best example we can see is your groundwater. Groundwater is also part of natural resources. And you know the status of groundwater at present now. Is it a good amount we have groundwater?
No, ma'am, it's depleting.
No, ma'am.
So we are all just extracting water more and more for developmental purpose and keeping nothing. Same thing will happen even for our fossil fuels, the petroleum. If we don't reduce the usage of fossil fuels, a day will come where there'll be no petroleum for us. Though we have alternatives, but we should keep something for our next generation. So that is what is told here, that whatever development you do to improve your country, make sure you keep something for the future. So that is what is the meaning of this word development here. And you have there's also few objectives of a developmental sustainable development. That is, sustained raise in the real per capita income and quality of life. So they say you should have a good income as well as proper quality of life. So when you have good income, your lifestyle increases. They also say reduction in pollution. So sustainable development means even all this also. It's not only with the resource, sustainable development also means you reduce the pollution, you have a good standard of living, and you also rational use of natural resources. That is, judicially use your natural resources so that you keep something for the future generation. So this is what is entire chapter about. So now I think you hardly have some 5 minutes. If you have any questions or doubts, you can just ask me. Yes, children, any questions, doubts you have?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have a doubt, ma'am.
Yeah, ask me, Andra.
Ma'am, this Germany, ma'am, you told about the COVID-19 crisis, no, ma'am?
Yeah.
So that Germany, why the death rate is very less, ma'am? Can you just explain it once again?
That's why I told you, Manjit, they have better health facilities.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, that is the main reason. That's why it's not that you wait for an epidemic or a crisis to happen. Before happening only, if you have a good system, then any problem you can tackle.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so they had a better health facilities, and that is also a reason for the less of death rate. So that is what, if you have good system, health system in your country, then your economy will also develop. So it is not, so this chapter clearly tells you it is not only money which makes your country rich. Along with your money, even how healthy is your population, how well or how standard of living is in your population, and what educational qualification your population has. So all this matters to categorize country as rich, poor, and middle. This
Okay,
can
ma'am.
be a 2-line summary of the entire chapter, children. Yeah. Any
Ma'am, what
doubts?
about ma'am? What about India's health? This thing, ma'am. What conditions or?
So it is there now. If you take each one, it's like when you calculate, they'll tell you. Now, if you take your India's, one of the statistics says that in 2013, India's per capita income was 5,000 change. Then life expectancy is somewhere around 66%. Literacy rate is 62%. Like this, each one you have a difference. So even if one increases, your ranking can go up. So it is all about how you improve and how you calculate the things.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. I'm not getting any questions from other sections. I expect some questions. Is that nothing is understood?
Ma'am, I understood, ma'am.
Because I'm getting only the known voices asking me questions. Okay, so what you do know, children, I'll just forward this or to say this PPT to you to recap on it, and also send you few, what is it, notes also, because they have told us even to go along with the notes. So what you do for the book, you continue, anyways, you have your geography class book with you, know, children, each one's classwork is with you only, no, it's not
Yes,
just
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
same
ma'am.
same book only you continue. After school reopens, we'll do some adjustment. Now this chapter by name development in your that is economics chapter, you continue with your geography notes only. I just guide you in WhatsApp how to go about.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
Ma'am, so in
Ma'am, I
notebook
have a
also we
doubt,
have to
ma'am.
write these notes, ma'am.
Hmm?
So in notebook also we have to write these notes, ma'am.
No, I'll tell you what to write. In the notes, I'll tell you what to write, children.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so
Excuse me, ma'am.
I'll guide you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Somebody had anything, any doubts? You have just 1 minute left.
Ma'am, where is average income used, ma'am?
Dear, average income is nothing but one more word for per capita income.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, per capita income is also called as average income. That is used in calculation. I don't know, everywhere per capita income was coming to calculate the development of the country. That's why I told you per capita income is also called as average income. It's not too different, it's both the same, but two terms we have.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any other doubts, children?
No, ma'am.
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Just go through your textbooks. The textbook is little vague, you have here and there, but just understand these key points in your mind.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
notes should we continue, ma'am, or
Yeah,
make a
continue.
partition?
No, continue. No partition. Continue in the next page. A fresh page you open and you continue, children.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, should we make a separate index for economics also?
No index. You continue with the same index itself.
Okay, ma'am.